Mr. Bart. Bart, what's your last name?
Sasam.
Bart Sasam. I'm going to guess. S-A-S-A-M.
That's right. Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah.
Awesome.
First try.
Thank you. Thank you. Explain this jacket to, even to those people that aren't watching the video. You've got this, what pattern would you call that?
I don't know. It's like Native American type, like West American, New Mexico, Arizonian. I'm not sure. There's a stop for it. I don't know what it is.
It's a standout jacket. You know, when you see you walking down the driveway, you're like, oh, that guy's up to something.
Yeah.
That guy's seen some things.
I'm not going to tell you where it's from, because everybody says or has appreciation for it. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not going to tell anybody where it is.
Because they might go copy your style.
I know, yeah.
Keep it a secret.
It's the only one I've ever had that people are like, it's a showstopper. So, yeah.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Literally the only one, yeah.
All right. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, Bart, let's dive in, man. We got a lot to cover today. Yeah. This is going to be awesome. I'm super excited to have you here. Pivotal Moments podcast. Right. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into your history, what made you the person you are today, right? The decisions that came along the way.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So let's go ahead and throw it back, because right now, I'm actually getting ahead of myself, probably because of this huge cup of coffee. Right now, you're successful in your field of endeavor, which is computer engineering, software engineering.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. More on the hardware side of computer engineering. Yeah.
On the hardware. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then you've got a fan base with your photography.
Yeah. I was lucky to find that this year. Yeah.
This year?
Yeah. Well, I had only shot for myself. I go flying my drone or just walk around the city with my camera, and I don't remember exactly where it started, but people liked it.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, you should start a social media. Because I was never on Instagram or anything.
Serious?
I got off Facebook for a while. And then, in the past year and a half or so, I really started trying to grow my digital presence.
Yeah.
And so, I'm happy I found my audience so far. Little by little. Yeah.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what? How'd they see your stuff in the first place? To where they decided to say, hey, you should put this on the internet?
Actually, I don't know the photographer's name, but there's one guy that walked by me with my camera. Yeah. I had a big telephoto lens. And he was like, oh, do you have a social media? And we were just looking through the shots that I took that day. And he was like, oh, I'm David so-and-so. I think he has like 2 million followers or something. He's like, oh, you should start your social media. So yeah, I can try to find him if you want to get him on your podcast. That's a character. But, yeah, so that was some encouragement for me.
Oh, for sure, because he knows what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah.
And if he thinks that you've got your own flavor that's going to succeed in the space, I'll take his advice too.
Right.
What?
So that was, it was uplifting. And then...
What were you guys doing? Like,
I was out on Auditorium Shores, just taking photos across the lake.
Come on, dude.
Yeah. And then he was on a one wheel. He passed me.
One wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you wearing that jacket? Were you wearing that jacket?
No, this is new.
This
is my photographer jacket. It's new. It's my brand now.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
So he was on his one wheels cruising around. He sees you with the drone.
Yeah.
And he goes, does he have an Australian accent?
No. He's Texan, I think.
So instead of, oh, good day, mate. He's like, hi there, partner.
Hey, what's up?
No. My name's David. Nice to meet you. No, we're having fun. That's cool. And then, gosh, just that one conversation, there's a lot of power in that.
Yeah.
You never know who's going to hold the key to your future.
Right.
You never know what one conversation you are away from opening up a new opportunity.
Exactly. That's why, to be honest, I hadn't heard of Pivotal Moments, but when you reached out, I looked through them. I was like, oh, yeah, I love this. I love the idea behind this.
The idea, okay.
Man,
thank you.
And the production as well. I don't know if you have an editing team or you do it all yourself.
We do, and
it's crisp.
He's right across the water from Bacolod.
Okay.
Yeah, right across. I forget the city he's in. He's on like a little peninsula coming down there. Yeah.
Sweet.
He's a man.
Yeah.
His name's Nico.
Nico, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Shout out to Nico.
Looking at my camera. Do you think that's straight?
Not so much, but it might be salvageable.
It looks like it's crooked, doesn't it?
It was straighter earlier.
It wasn't it? Am I tripping over here?
When you do the time lapse, you'll see it dip down.
Yeah, all right, no, we'll be able to balance it out. That's so funny. Yeah, definitely. It's got a mind of its own over there.
Yeah.
So let's throw it back because we got a little glimpse of where you are.
Yeah.
Now, take us back to where were you born?
I was born in Houston. And yeah, so my first generation American.
Serious?
My parents came, I think, well, my dad came with me like a couple years before I did. And then, but my mom was already working in Houston and New York. So I was born in Houston. And yeah, just grew up in the suburbs of Houston. Just really, I mean, when I was looking at some of the prep material and just if I wanted to give a synopsis about me, it's like I'm just an ordinary person from an ordinary family. And
That's
I'm
great.
pretty hell-bent on getting people to do extraordinary things. Not even about myself. I think if I help elevate others, you elevate yourself. And so I think it's a little bit of different focus from other successful people. It's like, I mean, their message is great too, is focus on yourself, see the best person you can be. But I think if you grow those around you, you'll inevitably grow as well.
Man, where'd that come from? Because I tell you, not everybody thinks like that. Serious.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. Where'd that come from?
It's hard to say. I was thinking about this last night. I think it came from just sort of the upbringing, having a big family around, is that you don't succeed alone. And
Music
whether it's like my dad had his own company and he was I mean, we had financial struggles as any like immigrant family would have. But then just always finding ways to work together and get over those things.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, that's always guided. I don't know where it came from, but it's for sure has guided pretty much every decision I've ever made as far as where I'm going to work, what do I want to do today, what kind of art do I want to do, what kind of things do I want to capture on photography or film or whatever. Just things that will not elevate myself or put the spotlight on me, but help people around me. Yeah.
Wow. Well, have you ever written that down by chance?
No.
No wrong answer here.
I probably should.
Yeah, because that's who you are.
Yeah.
That's like the fabric of your being.
Yeah.
A huge part of it.
Yeah.
Man, that's really good.
And so I sorry to interrupt you, but I just want to say that's why I'm really thankful for you asking to be on here, because in a way I don't have to speak in front of a big audience. We've got the camera here, and folks that are tuning in, thanks for those tuning in. But it's really conversational. I can still get my message out, and I really can hit that being low key, but trying to have a big impact.
Yes, dude.
So
yes, I'm glad we can
really
help
all about
facilitate
that.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
thank you. It's a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Right? It's afternoon.
UT's playing Saturday afternoon. Big 12 championship.
That's a big deal.
We're here though.
Hey, we're getting after it. Right? We're doing what's required. Okay, that game we can watch it later. We'll watch the replay.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right, you're growing up in Houston. You got four total.
Four total.
So 3 brothers and sisters. Two other brothers.
Yeah,
and a sister. One of them lives here in the area.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep. And then, what was that like growing up in the household with the family? You know, they're immigrants and they're working hard. They have the business. Tell me about that environment. What did you learn?
I think it was just always staying busy. I think because we always saw our parents busy.
Yeah.
So my dad's working his normal job, and he had a side job doing AC repairs in Houston. So there was a lot of work to be done, especially in the summer times. And then my mom was working 2 jobs as a nurse. And so I think that just always staying busy, we didn't have the luxury of the smartphones these days. So go outside, play sports, always training for something, anything, just doing sit-ups randomly, push-ups.
Yeah.
We were always, we were a tennis family. So my brothers and I and my sister, we would just go to the course and play tennis.
Did you look up to tennis players by chance? Or
what was that?
Did you happen to look up to pro tennis players? Or were you more immersed in playing it?
I was actually, I didn't enjoy playing it so much. I just enjoyed being around my brothers and my dad and my family. So it never really panned out I was the youngest, right? I started at maybe 4 years old, and there's a lot of expectations for me, but it never really panned out. I think interest plays a big role in your ceiling. So,
Dude,
yeah.
that's funny. How sweet though that you got along with your brothers and sisters like that to where you weren't just wanting to hang out with them.
Yeah.
Not everybody can say that.
And I don't think I've ever told them that. Like, I hated playing tennis, but I just liked hanging out.
Our man's committed to the family. That's good.
Yeah.
It's really good. So you're playing tennis out there. You're really active. You're always doing stuff. You saw your parents working full time, also helping with customers with HVAC needs.
Yeah.
Wow. Anything really trying happened to you at any point growing up?
I think everybody has their own troubles, but the most trying thing that I can relate to, or I always fall back upon, is when I was finishing college. So let me pause you there just for a sec. So you were going through elementary, middle school, high school, just cruising along. Just cruising, yeah.
And then something happened in college.
So literally just a normal person.
Yeah, just cruising right along, just do, and then bam, something. Okay, man, what was it? What was it? Yeah.
Have you ever had a dream? I mean, maybe you are in your dream job, or maybe podcasting is your dream job. But have you ever had something that you've always wanted to do, and then let's say you wanted to be a writer, you found a publisher that wants to support your book. They've given you the pen, it's in your hand, and then the next moment it's taken away from you. That kind of happened to me when I was wrapping up college. I've always wanted to. I can still remember in like 5th grade we would write journals, and I can still remember I wanted to work for this particular branch of the government. And then,
how fascinating! You're in 5th grade and you want to work in the government.
Yeah. Awesome. I mean, it was around the time when like Rambo was a big deal,
and at that
just like
moment, your parents knew you were special. Like, our son's in 5th grade. He wants to work in Congress.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
Not so much Congress, more of the tactical, operational side of things. But that after a while, and then going through computer engineering in college, it's like you don't see those opportunities to get to that path anymore. You kind of lose that path. Now you're going down a office job path. And so, I don't know, just kept talking to people, meeting people, interviewing. I went through the whole interview process for this organization. I got selected, like one in hundreds of thousands.
Stop.
And then, I was bound to. I had worked a couple of tours with them full time, on and off for a couple of years.
You were shooing, right?
Yeah, it was basically in.
Yeah, you earned your way in.
I had briefed some high level cabinet officials and helped ex-SEALs and some Delta Force guys,
SEALs,
like operational, helping them with operational planning and tactical things. So I don't want to dive too much into that. But yeah, it was there.
Yeah.
And then I was there full time, or I got the full time offer. I was getting ready to move to DC. I picked out my apartment, and then budgets changed. It's a congressional. There's a lot of dependency on Congress, which, I mean, it's a very personal story. So it affected me, but it affected everyone else.
How did it affect you?
I was really down. Like, that was a huge goal in my life. And
for how long?
I would say probably a year or so. I went back to going through the motions because I'm very much a doer. And so when I see something, it's like I'll do everything I can to go do that thing, and I'll devote everything I can.
But do you strategize beforehand? Or do you simply put your mind to it and act in whatever way feels right? Or how does that look?
I think strategizing came much later. I read a lot of... I read Tim Ferriss's book, The 4-Hour Workweek, and
amazing book.
Amazing book. Lent it to my brother, let him read it too. He fell in love with it, and I've just been a follower of his podcast a lot. And strategizing is something that I developed, definitely. Back then, it was just like do. What do I want to do, and what's the next step to achieve that? Until it was taken away. So that was like the lowest moment for me. Because as a kid, I mean, college graduate, you're not really a kid anymore, but in the grand scheme of adulthood, I think you're still a child, trying to figure things out. And so having everything all set and then wiped clean and yeah, it took me a while to kind of figure out where I want to go, what I want to do, and kind of reset back into civilian life, and just get acclimated to the fact that I'll probably be working a 9-to-5 office job and then eat, sleep, do it again. That kind of routine. So it took a little while.
Now, there's a principle that's stated from time to time that goes as follows: on the other side of darkness is light, right?
Right.
One would hope that that's the case.
Yeah.
So you took time to think, to process, to strategize and plan. You're in that dark period, right?
Yeah.
You're down because the carpet got pulled out from underneath you. You didn't know what you're going to do next.
Right.
Right? Because there's a lot of lead up into that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
To getting that thumbs up, the green light to do that job.
Exactly.
And then gone. So, man, at what point, where were you? What were you doing? Where were you sitting? What were you seeing to where you're like, oh, wait, you know what? Bing, this is my next deal.
Yeah. Well, initially, the very first thing that happened was like, I always go back to this phrase that my dad always says, is like, he always says, go for it. And so when that happened, although immediately I was like, what do I do? Well, the first thing that you can do is go get another job, go get accepted somewhere, and then you'll figure it out along the way.
Go make some money.
So
pay the bills.
I went and worked at Samsung for a year,
Wow.
up in on Palmer Lane, and then while I was there, then I'll take time to figure it out. And through that period, it was still a dark period in terms of like, I don't want to be here. I want to do something. This is limiting to me in terms of what I want to get out of my life. Which I don't know if everybody's thinking about that fresh out of college, but I certainly was, and it was weighing me down a lot.
The answer is no. Not everybody's thinking about it.
Yeah, so it was a lot of self-pressure, I think, to try to get the most out of my life, and that wasn't satisfying me. So just figuring things out while I was there, and then I went to go work at ARM, which I had to intern for this company before. I love the culture there. It feels like a startup, but it has a huge impact in the world. And then even while I was at ARM, I was thinking, okay, again, it's an office job, but what can I do for the community? And that's where we have this thing called Team ARM, and it's a community outreach program. When I was like in the early years of it, they didn't really have a champion. And we have sites in Austin, San Jose, Boston, the UK, India, Germany, a bunch of smaller sites, but in total we have about 6,000, 7,000 people.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, for Austin, I'm gonna be this community outreach champion. I'm gonna put events together. I shouldn't take all the credit. Me and a friend of mine, Karen, we were like, let's do something
Karen,
for the office.
She's redeeming all the other Karens. By doing
That's right. Yeah. So it's not just like doing volunteering events. I think a lot of offices have organizations that go out and volunteer, but it's going to find those, because we didn't have a structure. So going to find the president of Big Brothers Big Sisters and go talk to them, see what events we can do together to raise money, or set up some partnerships, some mentorships, or go to the food bank. So I was a volunteer to lead other volunteers to rise up to the occasion, essentially. Just going back to what I was saying earlier, it's like I'm just a normal person trying to get people to do bigger and better things.
It's something to be proud of.
I'm really proud of it. It's
dang.
If somebody asks, like, what's some of your biggest achievements? In that role, I spent like 6 years. And by the end of it, I was kind of burnt out. COVID happened, couldn't do much volunteering anymore. And I also wanted other people to take that lead, to grow themselves as well. But in that 6 years, I think I did several thousands of hours of volunteering and I think you multiply that by the number of other volunteers you brought up. They gave me a Lifetime Achievement Award. So for only 6 years. So I think it meant something. To me, it's something I'll carry forward with me. Yeah.
It's a huge win. And probably, you had to put time, energy, effort into doing that.
Yeah.
At the same time, it probably felt effortless. It probably felt enriching.
Yeah, I would say.
Right?
Yeah,
it was
definitely.
a positive. It was forward moving and upward direction activity, man. And would you say that was a way to get that outlet that you might not?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because I was always, I had seen my parents just work their jobs, go home and work again. So I didn't want to be limited by that. And I saw this as a way to spread the message that I wanted and also just get involved as much as I can while working, which ultimately led me to new endeavors. So
you brought up Tim Ferriss before.
Yeah.
I tell you, it must be, I'd say it's safe to say every day I think about his phrase that he said in one of his books.
Which one?
There's always a lateral option.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you were looking for that outlet
to
be the leader and to make a difference and inspire others to take action. Right.
Right.
And you were probably at first thinking like, you can't really do that in the 9 to 5.
Right.
But no, you found the lateral option.
Yeah.
And you did it. And you got a freaking amazing award because of that.
Yeah.
Let that be a lesson to the listeners here. Okay. If you feel stuck in any situation, look for the lateral option.
That's right.
No one's telling you no, but you.
Yeah.
Go for it.
What'd your dad say? The worst they can do is tell you no. My dad always said, go for it.
And that's what he said. Go for it.
Yeah.
What's your dad's name?
I'm a junior, so his name is also Bart. Yeah.
Bart. What's your mom's name?
Sylvia.
Bart and Sylvia.
Yeah.
Sylvia, that's so coincidental because I was texting a realtor as you were walking in, and she was connecting me with a client named Sylvia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like what, dude? What?
Serendipitous.
It's like so tricky, man.
Yeah.
Wow, it's amazing. So, okay, you had the carpet pulled out from underneath you, no doubt.
Yeah.
Looking back, do you still wish you did that?
At times I do. I try not to think about it because it still does bring me down. But then I think of all the things that I have accomplished and my friends and my family have accomplished and done together, all the memories that we've made. And it would have been a completely different life if I had gone there. I would have been in DC. My dad had a heart attack in 2017, and who knows, maybe I wouldn't even have heard about it for weeks or months. I wouldn't have been able to just go down I-10, visit home. And
your dad,
he made it through the heart attack, but then he also he had a battle with cancer in 2020.
Yeah.
And he passed from that. Yeah.
Sorry for your loss.
So thank you. Yeah. That was a tough time for sure. But he was always preparing us for it. And
what would you say to your dad? Because remember, this podcast is a legacy project for those that are that participate, and we hope that
for sure.
Family members way down the road get to listen in. What's something that you would tell your dad if he was here?
Let's see. I would let him know that all of his lessons in terms of preparation, going for it. And then also just like, no matter how hard you prepare for something or want something, the universe may still not want you to have it. And so just move on to the next thing.
Let go.
Let go. Don't linger on things. Live and let go. Try your best.
Yeah.
Do your best for everything that you want to do. And that's what I'd let him know is that's really brought me, pretty much all the successes I've had in life, and I'm lucky for them.
That is sweet. Yeah. Man, that is sweet. Thank you for sharing that. Man.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
Getting fired up over here. Wow. Your mom, Sylvia?
Yeah.
She's in Houston.
She's in Houston.
Holding it down? Okay.
She is, yeah.
Okay, good. And you're living in downtown Austin, one of the most iconic buildings, one of the coolest buildings in the area. Hands down.
Yeah, very lucky. Yeah.
And what's your daily life look like here in town? What are you getting into these days?
So daily life, I guess it changes. Daily Saturday is Well, I guess I'll go like work day as well. I try to wake up early when it's not freezing out or raining out. I'll go for a walk with my dog along the trail.
Yeah.
That's one of the big reasons why I wanted to move downtown.
What's your dog's name?
Onyx.
Onyx. Cool name.
A little mini dachshund.
Yeah.
Gets a little rowdy sometimes.
As dogs do.
Go out for a walk, enjoy some coffee.
Where do you get coffee? What do you do for the coffee shop?
It depends, but sometimes I go to the Royal Blues just in downtown. Yep. If the listeners aren't aware, Royal Blues are little, I guess they're marketed as bodegas, but they're pretty fancy and pricey, but I love them.
Like a luxury
bodega, yeah. But it's a nice little neighborhood shop. And I know everyone in there.
Oh, at the bottom of Sky House.
Yeah, Sky House, yeah. So shout out to those folks for dealing with us every morning. And then either that or the Perch, which used to be called Alta, along Lady Bird Lake, right there where the Austin Rowing Club is.
Yeah.
So just a nice walk, get the blood flowing, because you shouldn't really have caffeine immediately, is what they say.
That's what they say. Unless you're Alex Ramosi.
I don't know the science behind it.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. So you're walking. That's a beautiful walk.
It is.
Walk along Lady Bird Lake, hit up. It used to be called Alta.
Alta, and now it's the Perch.
The Perch.
Yeah.
And they have regular hours.
They do. Yeah.
That's phenomenal. Yeah. Okay. And then so we obviously have to talk about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because your upbringing, it's like it led you where you are today. It's like so purposeful and meaningful, and here you are in this new endeavor of art, of photography, and videography, right? Am I right in saying that?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, and you're building a following. People are really enjoying your stuff. Let's just put it out there and show people an example.
Yeah.
Actually, sideswipe. How do they find you on Instagram? How do they get you on Instagram?
Miniature ATX.
Miniature ATX.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a really cool name, and it really gets you thinking, like, Miniature ATX, what was that?
Yeah.
Makes you want to click on it. That's smart.
I would hope so.
Yeah. And then you produce some really cool stuff, like this.
We could take it out of there.
You can?
I don't know
Go ahead. Do the display thing.
Here's this.
It's
a metallic print.
But, metallic print. Tell us about metallic printing.
This is one of the first metallic prints that I produced. It's it really brings out the colors and makes it look artificial, which is the whole idea behind Miniature ATX is to go capture the city that we know and love.
Yeah.
But in a miniature, make it look miniature.
Yeah.
So it kind of takes our perspective away from our daily problems, our daily prejudices. Really, just take in the whole environment, the whole city around you.
Gosh.
And so, having the colors pop on metallic prints, I think it really adds to the artificial factor, make it look like a toy.
You are something else. That is fantastic. Stop, man. It's like you're looking at a real legitimate sunset.
Yeah.
In real life. But it's on print.
On print. And
that's amazing.
Try to make them look like Legos.
Dude.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Okay. So that's the downtown skyline. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
And then what do we have? This guy?
And then this other piece this is the hottest seller that I have.
Seller, so people can buy these.
Yeah, so there's
a
little shop on South Congress called Paperwork. Okay. Shout out to Lizelle and their team.
Paperwork. It's an art shop?
It is, yeah. It's an art shop. I mean, it's a local gift shop. So it's one of those small businesses that still remain on South Congress. It used to be called Parts and Labor. They sell art. They sell from local artists. They sell jackets, beanies, some local jewelry as well. So
I love that.
Hit them up, yeah. Paperwork, yeah.
Dude, that's freaking cool. I can't believe I don't know that place. I gotta go.
Yeah, you should check them out.
So we got. What's this one?
This one was summertime on Lady Bird Lake, and I think it's quintessential like Austin in terms of like summertime in Austin.
100%.
Maybe Barton Springs people have that image, but still, I think a lot of people think of the lake.
Version.
Yeah,
because Barton Springs units some weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? Watch out, kid.
Yeah, so I saw the scene and everybody was coming out to watch the bats. So you have all sorts of watercraft. You've got stand-up paddleboards, kayaks, triple kayaks, double-decker buses, or water taxis, capital cruises here.
Wait, so you said this is Congress?
This is Congress Bridge.
Yeah. I had a wife at one point, Bart.
Okay.
Yeah, I asked her to be my girlfriend right here.
Oh,
right in the middle.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I rented one of these boats a year later.
Yeah.
And the boat stopped right around here. And we had a banner that said, "Will you marry me?" And our friends are here and up here. And I
that's
proposed
wonderful.
to her
Yeah.
right there.
Smooth.
Yeah. It's pretty, and again, you got Sylvia, and now you got this picture right here with this. It's like it's all coming together. It's a lot of alignment, Bart.
Right.
That's dope, dude.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. That's a really cool story. And that's kind of what I want to get out of this is capturing people. And although there are portraits, my photography kind of focuses on zooming out and capturing life as it was in that moment and everyone else around you at that moment. So if you're, for example, while you were proposing, all you had in your mind was her. And everything's going right.
Dude. Yeah.
But there might have been somebody else on the bridge watching it. And if it was me and I saw that, I would have been so happy. Like it would have been moving to me to see that and be there for that. And so you see everyone else around, and everyone in this picture has a story. Everyone in this picture may be having a good time, hopefully. Some people may not. Some people in the cars may be rushing to and from work or home. And so, that's really what I kind of try to focus on is getting people to realize that there are other stories around them, other people around them.
And that is freaking crazy that's exactly what these do.
I hope so, yeah.
Now, what came first? That thought, that theory, and then you're like, oh, I want to take pictures of that? Or did you take pictures of that first, and then you're like, this is what it does? What happened?
I think the theory first.
Serious?
I had seen this sort of tilt shift type photography before.
Tilt shift.
And it always made me feel that way. And then I used to travel a lot for work, and I would always look at the cities. I have a lot of photos, aerial photos. And it always made me feel that way. And I love to write. I wanted to write something about this, like start a blog or something about this type of message.
What do you like to write about?
Anything, really.
Anything, yeah. Whatever comes. What are you inspired by?
Yeah. I have a blog, which I'd like to talk about it at some point.
Please talk about the blog. Please talk about it right now. No better time than present. What you got?
It's a blog called One Job a Year. It's onejobayear.com. I shouldn't say I have a blog because it's been a while since I've written on it. But the idea behind it, the idea was to write more about what I'm feeling and the different messages that I can provide to people. But the idea behind that sort of blog was every year I wanted a new outlet. I wanted to do, like the first one I did was freelance technical writing.
Oh.
So I have a lot of technical background. I write well, I hope, and had some clients there in that space for a year. And then the next one was bartending. So I bartended for a year. Yeah. It's pretty grueling on the body. So I couldn't last very long on it, working a full-time job and then bartending all night.
Man, respect people in the service industry like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah. And those are the kinds of stories that I'm trying to sell, or trying to not sell, but trying to provide to others who haven't had that experience. Or on the flip side, some people may want to be a bartender or may want to do technical writing or maybe want to be a photographer, but there's some doubt that prevents them in doing so. It's like, I don't have the skills to do that. I don't like talking to people. And so the blog also tries to explore that everything's really a possibility.
That's true.
If you're willing to put in the effort for it, pretty much everything is a possibility.
Yeah, like if you're 4 feet tall, the likelihood of you being an NBA player is like really, really, really low.
Yeah,
like
right.
It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
most things.
Yeah,
most things are possible.
Coming back to the lateral movement, you can still be in the NBA space. You could be a personal trainer. You could be a photographer, and you could be. Yeah, I think as long as people are open-minded and just go for things, and not to get too derailed, and when there are setbacks, I think that's a really powerful mindset to have. And so that's what. Yeah, I have that blog where I try to capture some of my thoughts. in some of the different experiences, and I hope to carry it forward.
Bart,
in all the years.
Where are you in your journey of achieving? No wrong answer here. This is total curveball coming at you. Where are you in your journey of achieving a greater sense of consciousness?
Consciousness?
Dude, I know.
I tried.
Left field, bro.
I tried.
You do?
I use Headspace a lot.
What'd you say?
I use Headspace a lot.
And what's that?
It's a meditation. I try not to say meditation because there's a connotation with that word.
Okay. Okay.
But it's mindfulness techniques.
Dude.
And really just being able to, like, practicing, because it's something that you have to practice, being able to focus for more than 3 seconds at a time. And then there are several studies of the physiological benefits of mindfulness or meditative practices. Tim talks about this a lot. And so I've been doing it, and I try it. It's hard to maintain those practices every day. And just, there's so many distractions in the world. I can't say I'm the best at it, but in terms of a higher level of consciousness, I don't know. I'm still on the search.
You're aware of
I'm
that.
Still
right. You're aware of it, and you realize that it's a practice. It takes work to get there.
Yeah.
And going back to what you said about when life derails you.
Yeah.
Right. I think that when you have a higher sense of consciousness, you're just aware that it's going to happen. It's not if it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Yeah.
You know, and then what do you even do at that point?
Yeah.
How do you really soften the blow? How do you really absorb it and learn from it?
Yeah.
And I think one needs to be have that heightened sense of awareness to learn from those types of things.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think and it would be cool if there's some expert that we can connect with at some point. Like, for now, I think I have a different perspective of life that allows me to bounce back, be a little bit more agile than others. And I'm trying to spread that. But then I think a level above that is this higher consciousness, where it's not even a thought anymore. You just, like, I don't know how to explain it.
I get that. I get that. Yeah. This is kind of like new language.
It's beyond language, yeah.
And I get that. It's not hard to explain. Yeah. It is. Nice job, Bart. Nice job. Okay, so we talked a little bit about the past, right? We got the incredible series of events that happened for you, and then you're deeply immersed in the artistic, expressive space,
right?
Not to mention the give back movement that you're passionate about in one way, shape, or form. But what about the future? Right? Where are we going with all of this, Bart? What's the vision here?
The immediate future is, I, for one, want to continue the photography and see where just continue the growth on the social media, digital space. Yeah. But really, the next step is filmmaking. I mean, if a picture is worth 1,000 words, then film's worth several more than that.
Millions. Millions.
Yeah.
Name that movie.
Austin Powers. And
yes.
I can't remember which one, but
you got it.
Yeah. So I got my first short film done this year. It's been a wild year in terms of artistic expression, and so I think I really did go for it. And I got my first short film showcased as part of the Austin Studio Tour, and the Austin School of Film.
Was that like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was 2
weeks
ago.
Yeah, something like that.
It's pretty recent. Yeah,
you did.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
So, and I brought this jacket out, of course. Had to have that presence.
Oh, dude, all you do is put that jacket on, and it's like, this guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I hide behind this jacket.
5 stars. That's awesome. Yeah. I need to give me a jacket that does the same thing as that. Don't worry, I won't copy your style. I just got to find my Greg version.
Right.
Yeah. So you were you made a short film. Okay. Now, at what point, if there is a point, are you willing to do this and disconnect from the 9 to 5? Is that in the works?
I think in the immediate term, no. Like, I really like my job.
You like it?
I really enjoy it.
I'm glad.
And I like to think I'm pretty good at it. So I don't see any reason to. And then as long as I can find projects, whether it's photography or film, that allow me to work in the evenings or on the weekends and still get things done, then I don't see any reason to. that said, in terms of photography or filmmaking, kind of back to the point of I kind of want to stay low key. I don't think I want to spend I don't want to be in a film career, I think. I think this career that I have with ARM may be my last one, if that's a roundabout way of answering your question. Yeah. It's not immediately. I'm not looking forward to it, but it's probably going to be my last, 9-to-5 type job. Yeah. Otherwise, I want... Because if you think about photography or film, you can go be... there's plenty of jobs to be had in the industries. But I don't want to lose creative control. I don't want to lose the decision making of the projects I want to do and how I want to do it. And so, obviously, if you want to do that, you need some sort of financial backing. And so, I don't see any short term leaving my job. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Yeah. Gotta ask, if money wasn't an issue. Time out. I got an even better one. You're gonna love this. Yeah. If you snapped your fingers tomorrow, boom, and you had everything your way.
Yeah.
You wake up, you're probably still gonna walk your dog. You're gonna drink your coffee. Yeah. What do you do next? If you literally had your ideal.
If I had my ideal,
anything,
I would have my own coffee shop. Oh. So I've always, this would be the ultimate goal.
Dream life.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I want to be the coffee shop that people go to have art, and I kind of want to discourage internet use in there. I want there to be discussions and conversations and the Radio Coffee. Have you been to Radio Coffee?
Bunch of times.
They shut off Wi-Fi on the weekends, and I love that idea. At first, I went there to work on a Saturday, and I was like, oh, there's no Wi-Fi. Well, that's kind of crazy. But then I thought about, okay, this is beautiful. This is amazing.
Yeah. Because you're not here to work on the weekends. You want. Let's make friends.
Yeah. But ultimately, I think a coffee shop, there's so many different discussions and people you can meet. And I want to be one of those people, one of those coffee shop owners that are always there, know people, just little neighborhood shop. If money was an issue, again, just very simple. I don't know if you wanted a lavish answer to that response to that question, but I just want a simple life and to know my neighbors and be able to spread stories and spread more of that perspective.
I like the no internet idea and the art incorporated with the coffee shop. Yeah. That's really awesome. Would you have it here?
I would love to. I love Austin.
It would be
have no intentions. I mean, the only other place is probably Honolulu.
Okay, that's a nice place.
Hawaii.
That's a really nice place. Why? Oh, yeah.
But, I love Austin.
What would you call your coffee shop?
Oof. I thought about this at some point. Now it's escaping me. I'll have to get back to you on that.
Yeah, get back to me.
Yeah, unless you have any ideas. But
no, it's your vision, your life.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. I even had it written down. I had a whole business plan and everything. But
dude,
it escapes me right now.
If you ever care to take the next step in that, that stuff. I'm oddly obsessed with business and planning.
Okay.
And systems and processes and crowdfunding and all that stuff. So by all means, happy to chat more about that.
Yeah, for sure.
You're ready to take the next step.
Definitely will do. Yeah.
Now, what is a message? Right? Because you've got this fire inside of you, Bart. You've got this beam of light. What message do you want to share with the world if the whole world could listen to you?
If everybody was listening right now,
what would you say?
I would say everything's not black and white. And I mean that in the sense that, especially in this digital age, everything is right or wrong, or swipe left, swipe right, or it's either or. It's them against us. There's always a divide in everything.
Yeah, you're either with me or you're not.
Exactly. And that my message would be, it's not that simple. I think we've lost sight of hearing people out, hearing the discussion or arguments from the other side of things, and then presenting your arguments or discussion points in a civil manner. And it can be anything. It can be politics. It can be art. It can be sports, especially on a day like today.
Sports.
We've got some diehard sports fans, but it's
they're out there.
There's a bigger world out there, I think, and bigger universe. So at the end of the day, it's while everything may seem really important to us individually, at the end of the day, nothing's really all that important. And so just try to have some humanity in everything you do and try to give back wherever you can and try to get people's perspectives.
Humanity, have humanity, give back, and what was that last part about other people's perspectives?
Just be aware of people's perspectives.
Be aware of them.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what is important? What is important? Right? If that's small stuff, this, this person cut me off and whatever, what is the answer, Bart?
I think what's important is just that, like, just kindness, I think. Kindness and doing the right thing. And I know doing the right thing then becomes a subjective thing. But if you do it with kindness, whatever you do, if you do it with kindness, then it kind of guides that right thing.
Dang.
And if you're trying to promote your right thing, again, argue for it in a kind manner.
Because you can.
Yeah. There's no reason why people have to be so malicious when they're in disagreements.
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point? You want to win? You want to overpower somebody? That's right. You're not going to make friends.
That's the part where it's not important.
Right.
So just none of that is important.
No.
I think share your perspective, be kind. I think that to me, in my opinion, is what really matters. Humanity, kindness.
Yeah, it's bold to give an opinion like that. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Thanks for the platform to do so.
Yeah. Now, and then last question I like to ask everybody.
Yeah.
Is who's one person, Bart, that you would want to have a conversation with that's alive today?
I will have to say Tim Ferriss. I've already mentioned him earlier, but he really was my guiding mentor. He didn't know it at all. I think he's a mentor for a lot of us, but that's somebody I'd love to sit down with and pick his brains and really just have a conversation with him. He seems like a really cool. I had a chance. I think he moved to Austin a few years ago, and I go to South by Southwest a lot. And he was waiting in line to talk to one of the speakers, and I was in line behind him. I was like, "Wait, should I?" And I got starstruck, so I didn't. I was
your heart, right? You're like,
yeah.
What? Right? Yeah. And then you don't want to like get rejected, and then it's like, am I bothering them? Like your mind starts playing games. Dude, I get that. I get that. Yeah.
He was just, just a little bit farther than you from me. I could have just struck up a conversation. That's what South by is for, yeah. But I couldn't do it. So much for go for it, right? But
okay. I'm gonna cast this energy out into the world. Okay. Gary Keller is the owner of Keller Williams Realty. He lives right up the road. Before COVID hit, a couple months before COVID went crazy, he agreed to be on our podcast.
Oh,
he did. Nice. And I was just like, you got to be kidding me. This is amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Right. And then it fell to the wayside.
Dang.
And that's okay. Because later down the road, I guess Gary got more comfortable with public and stuff. He was on Tim Ferriss's podcast.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah. Okay. I haven't seen that episode, but.
Yeah. So they're friends. So basically what I'm getting at is I'm going to become friends with Gary Keller because he's going to come on a podcast.
Yeah.
And then Tim's going to see that, and then I'm going to invite Tim on the podcast, and guess who's going to be there when he comes on our podcast? You.
I would love to be there.
You're going to be there.
If I can be there, that would...
Remember what you said, anything's possible.
Yeah.
Right?
Just got to look for the opportunities. Yeah.
Let's do that. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah. I believe in it. I would love for it to happen. And I'll do everything in my power to let it happen.
And if for any reason that doesn't happen or whatever, no, it's going to happen. For any reason it doesn't, how else are we going to get a hold of Tim?
Start spamming his, I don't know, like he always gives, when he talks about his early days, he would always reach out to people that he thought would be good mentors. And so, just cast your reel and see if he responds. Likewise, I think I'm more mature now. If I see him at South by, I'll have the guts to approach him and just, I don't know what I would even say, just the usual fan thing.
Ask him for permission.
Ask him.
first.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know, I know it's kind of funny, but really say, hey, team, would you mind if I asked you
Yeah.
one or two questions while we're here?
Yeah.
And
don't want to be overstepping and yeah.
And then once you get that permission, dude,
yeah.
I'm visualizing that too. And then now you're going to think of this conversation. Next time you see him, you'll be like, I'm going to ask him for permission.
Right.
Then you'll be super ready.
Yeah.
That's how you get things done.
I love it. Yeah. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Wow. Dude, are you fired up? You inspired?
I am. Yeah. Now I want to go skydive or something.
You do?
Oh no, we didn't catch it earlier, but you're going to skydiving, right?
Yeah, for $279 because it's got so much it costs if you book it on the same day. You can go. I call it. You're more than welcome to join.
Yeah,
in San Marcos.
I take it back immediately. I was fired up. That's how fired up I am.
Yeah, gotcha.
But then when I think about it, I'm good.
You're good. You're good. Yeah, it's a little cold out there too. Yeah. So, man, how do people find you? How do people buy your amazing art?
Yeah.
And all the other communications. Tell us how reach out to you.
So my general creative company is called BJS Creative.
BJS Creative.
And so it's bjscreate@gmail.com. Create.
Perfect.
Yeah, creative was taken. And I should get my own domain name at some point, but I was focused on other things.
In due time. Yeah.
Yeah.
In due time. You're on your way. Yep.
And then, Miniature ATX is the Austin photography.
Guys, you got to hit his Instagram up. Miniature ATX. It's awesome. The pictures on there are super cool. It does exactly what he described as it kind of takes you away out of the day-to-day, looking at life in that different perspective, because it's all about perspective. We've heard that a billion times. Yeah. Is extremely helpful and valuable. So definitely check him out. Check him out on Instagram.
Yeah, excited to speak to any new people, meet any fellow photographers, filmmakers, anybody with that same mindset.
Dang, I got a guy to connect you with. Yeah. Past guest, Montgomery Fisher.
Okay.
He lives in Bastrop. Super nice guy. And he's got Hollywood experience in the filmmaking industry.
Nice.
I'll connect you with him.
I appreciate it.
Talk shop.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's down to meet up. He's a nice dude. Real nice guy. Well, folks, as usual, thank you so much. We really appreciate your support in this. Make sure also to check out Over the Wire. It's a nonprofit organization that helps veterans that are struggling with PTSD. Make sure to support them if you can. If you have opportunity to do so, please check them out. Thank you again, Greg Carlson, and we've got Bart, dude.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on, man.
All right.
Good to see you.
Yeah,
Till next time, everybody.
Take it easy.
Cheers.